News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Former public information officer for the Sheriff's Department fired, but the attorney for the fired deputy is also firing back. Good morning, everyone. This is Montana Morning. It's Tuesday, April 21st. Right now, we have a lovely morning in western Montana. It's 36 degrees. And our newscast this morning is sponsored by AB Technology Solutions, offering backup and disaster recovery, remote support, and monitoring. Find them on the web at abtechnologysolutions.com. Our top story this morning, the former Missoula County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer and Deputy Paige Pavallone was fired from her job recently. Under Sheriff Jason Johnson has more from this prepared statement.
Deputy Pavallone was terminated on April 13th for conduct disclosed and statements made during an internal investigation into the February arrest of a coworker.
Johnson says Pavallone's alleged actions have forced Sheriff T.J. McDermott and the department to release her from her duties.
The county attorney has placed Deputy Pavallone's name on a Brady list. The Brady list means there is evidence affecting the credibility of a law enforcement officer as a witness because they knowingly lied in an official capacity.
The sheriff's office has had 3 public information officers in the past 2 years. Jason Johnson is now the undersheriff for T.J. McDermott, while Pavallone was succeeded by former KPAX television anchor Brenda Bassett. And now NBC Montana has this update. NBC Montana, our news partners, reached Pavallone's attorney, Josh Van de Wettering, for comment. He said she plans to file suit against the county and call the situation a political vendetta, saying the sheriff is using his power to punish Pavallone for her support of Josh Clark in the last sheriff's election. Van de Wettering said Pavallone categorically denies every one of the allegations made against her, adding that she was unable to go through proper union channels to prove her innocence in this case, and she is out of town attending her father's funeral. Nothing is filed at this point. Van de Wettering did not have an exact timeline of when that suit might be filed. We have issued an invitation to Mr. Van de Wettering to be on Talkback this morning to discuss this issue. A fire broke out at a home in the 3000 block of Schilling Street in Missoula early yesterday morning. To make matters worse, early reports suggested some people may have been trapped inside the burning building. First responders got the call about 1:40 in the morning and were able to knock down the blaze, but not before the fire had burned through the rear of the home, the roof, and the stairwell. 3 engines and a ladder truck were called to fight the fire. Luckily, an on-site ambulance found no major injuries at the scene. The cause of the fire still under investigation. Whether or not tuition will remain frozen for university students in Montana depends on passage of a pay plan agreement with state employees. Deputy Commissioner of Higher Education Kevin McCrae said there are 3 separate factors upon which administrators are depending to keep from increasing tuition on Montana's university campuses.
A 3-sided agreement between the university system and the governor and our appropriations budget subcommittee early on a couple of months ago that basically said that if we get adequate inflationary funding in House Bill 2. The second piece, if there is a funded state employee pay plan, if those 2 conditions are met, then we should be situated such that we would not have to raise tuition, not have to increase the price of tuition for the next 2 years.
There are still 2 weeks left in the legislature's calendar, but McCrae believes that the state budget bill can be passed and the session just might end early. The Montana Highway Patrol released the name of a 30-year-old Columbia Falls man who died in a weekend ATV crash near Eureka. The patrol says Andrew Mankey was driving a 4-wheeler at a high rate of speed at about 2:40 in the morning on Saturday when he sideswiped another ATV. His vehicle veered into a wooded area where he collided with several trees. Mankey was wearing a helmet, but it was not strapped on. He died in the ambulance. The driver and passenger of the other ATV not injured. Officials say the accident happened during the annual Kukanusa Fun Days events. The crash still under investigation. Well, tomorrow's Earth Day. Missoula Public Schools plan on celebrating. Earth Day themes will pop up at schools all week long. But Hellgate math professor Lee Brown says one of the most popular events will actually happen on Friday.
Started about, I think it's 4 years ago, by young students in Hellgate High School. Jessie Stevenson, she started, and it's called the Trash and Show, where kids take recycled materials and they try to make clothes out of it. And this year we're kind of expanding it to going to some of the places like Goodwill and purchasing for a set price and what kind of outfits they can get together.
Brown heads up a group called Students Against Violating the Environment, or SAVE, which has drawn the attention of Montana Lieutenant Governor Angela McLean, who will be in town today.
Hellgate SAVE students, they focus on two primary things: expanding the recycling program we have at Hellgate High School, and also a new thing we're trying to add is composting. And so we've been working at trying to install, it's a very, very large composter called an Earth Tub.
The Earth Tub project helped Hellgate become one of 13 high schools statewide to win a $1,000 award from the Smart Schools Challenge that McLean began this year. Missoula Job Service will be hosting a career fair today at the Hilton Garden Inn on North Reserve. Spokesman J.R. Strand said the career fair will be from 3 until 6. However, veterans will be allowed early access at 2:30.
We have firefighters, we have medical hospitals, we have manufacturing firms, we have truck driving companies, we have hospitality, we have resorts, we have educational facilities there. If you want to be a truck driver and you need to get a CDL, we've got schools there that help you get your CDL.
Strand says it's important to bring several copies of an updated resume and address as if you're actually applying for a job. Montana's gas prices dropped for the first time in months this past week, but declining prices may not stick around. Here's petroleum analyst Patrick Dehaan.
It's been a relatively quiet week across Montana. Prices actually dropped about 0.4 of a penny. Finally, that drop that we had been hoping was coming, although it may be short-lived. Last week, oil prices rallied significantly on Wednesday. Now we're facing some of the highest oil prices of the year.
Those high oil prices are causing spikes in markets across the country, but haven't hit Montana quite yet.
Prices around the state of Montana, $2.31 a gallon. That's about $1.01 lower than last year. Some of the cheapest prices, though, a bit below that. Billings looking at $2.14, a station at $2.17 in Great Falls. Missoula a bit higher, about $2.24. Over the next week, prices may be very little changed again.
According to Dehaan, the main reason oil prices are rising is because American oil producers are putting less oil into the market than expected. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine and warm today with our highs in the mid-70s. Partly cloudy tonight with our lows right around the 40-degree mark. We'll track a cold front that will bring a few showers and an isolated thunderstorm on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.